Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the Helaween collaboration between ODEN'S and ANGELICA NYQVIST. So if you want to see all about it and 6 looks with it, then just keep on watching. Guys, this video took almost a toll on me because again, you asked for 6 looks. 3 looks with the trick or treat, 3 looks with the little ghost palette, as well as all the products in here. So yeah, if you want to see what I've done, which looks I've created, just keep on watching. This will be fun. Also, listen, because I do have 6 looks to show you, I decided to record the looks separately and just talk a little bit about them. They're like 1 minute max, but you can tell what I am doing, how the shadows perform, and you know, I can like talk a little bit about observations I have, if maybe color is sheer, the color is different than I thought, or else. But listen, no one wanted to see like a 2-hour, 3-hour video, me talking through all of the tutorials, so I will blend them in when I come to the palette and talk a little bit about them, just so you know. So it will be a shorter video, I would say, but again, there are 6 looks involved. If you want to recreate any of them, I also decided to like show the shadow I used in that scene, or to do my looks, so you know exactly how I did my looks and how it looked at the end. So I hope you're happy about that. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, like, listen, leave it up in the comments, then we can talk about this. Have a communication about that, because I am excited. 6 looks though was a lot. But first of all, let's talk about generalization. This is the ODEN'S and ANGELICA NYQVIST collaboration for Helaween. These are the 2 eyeshadow palettes I've have, and that's the only 2 that are in the collection. There's the little ghost palette as well as the trick or treat palette. Both of them are super damn cute, and if I am not mistaken, they do glow in the dark, which, I mean, that's kind of fun. And we also have 5 different lip products. There are 5 different lip products itself. We do have 2 matte shades. These are 2 matte shades, 2 shine shades, and 1 glow shade, which I will tell you what is the difference in a bit. All of them are exactly the same packaging wise. You can tell they all have a blend from purple to pink to yellow, which I feel like is a really nice, like, a packaging. The only thing though, I have to say, again, let's talk about it a little bit. I have to say, I just don't enjoy that they all look the same. And the only thing that differs them is indeed like the packaging on the like bottom of it. So you definitely can tell which shades are which, but you have to store them like this so you see. I wish that there would be maybe like cut out this blend and just make it see-through so I can see directly which of the products is which. Just so you know, that would be really nicely. Also, at least for me, and that's maybe just me, it's maybe the packaging itself. I don't think that this is like the print or the like label, if you will. By the way, there is ODEN'S and ANGELICA. I don't think though that this is like high end. I mean, the prices are not, so they are like medium, so I feel like that's totally fine. But if you open these, I feel at least in a few cases, not all of them, but a few cases, that you can definitely see that this is like a sticker, a print, or something like this. So I wish that this would be a little different. In general though, I feel like the packaging is cute. Again, you can definitely differentiate. Also, it is really easy to tell which is which. There is like matte, shine, and I think this is glow. Yes, this is the glow one. So there's not a lot of text. It's not like teeny weeny bitty that is written on it. You can definitely see in your collection glow, matte, or shine, and then which color it is. Also, the colors are not 100% the colors that are inside, which I don't mind because again, you can definitely tell which one is which, but just so you know, it's not like one the color of the lippy itself. Let's talk again further about the lippy. These one all have a doe foot applicator. This one is a smaller doe foot applicator, totally fine, don't have any problems with it at all. Do these smell? They smell a little bit, but I feel like they are smelling just chemically. These are also the shines as well. So it's not like these smell perfumey, which I do prefer. Trust me about that. Again, then we do have both of the palettes. Let's start with the Trick or Treat palette. This one is the more warm-toned one, I would say. We do have a bright array on colors. We do have greens, we do have reddish colors, mauvey colors, yellow colors. We do have off-white. This is more peachy white matte shade as well. We do have a deep brown. So we do have a good variety between like deep shades, medium shades, and lighter shades. I do think that is really, really pretty. I hope I showed you a little bit of a close-up as well. And then we do have the little ghost palette. Again, this is just a little bit from different with the artwork. Definitely can tell that there is a difference though. The same goes for this palette. This one is more of a cool toned one with one row of peachy shades or warmer tones, which I do prefer. Both of these palettes have 16 pens. We do have really, really light shades as well as really, really deep shades. I think this is a really deep plummy brown, which is gorgeous, by the way. The lightest shade in this case is though not a matte, it is indeed a shimmer. So if you have both palettes, I feel like both of them are really, really nicely to use together. I didn't do that. Maybe I will in the future. I think that would be so much fun. And let me maybe show you both. They are not repeating itself, if you will, but I feel like they can work together really nicely. So the like warm tones are not the same in both palettes. I think the gallows are not the same in the palettes. And in general, I think if you love a gradient from blue to green to yellow, for example, this one is really nicely to make. We do have a little bit more of the like neon green and neon yellow in this palette. Stunning itself, beautiful though. Like, I feel like you can combine these really nicely. This, by the way, is, at least as far as I know, a limited edition. So just so you know that these one, if they sell out, and they are still in stock at this moment, but if they will sell out, I think there will be one restock, and then at some point they will be not restocking. I mean, it's a Halloween collection, so yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. I hope I covered everything like so. I want to talk and go through with the looks I created. Again, I start with the Trick or Treat palette looks. There will be 3 looks with this palette, which again is the one with the greenish shades and the mauvey shades and the yellow. And you know, it's like almost a Christmas palette. And at the beginning of every single look, I put on one of these lippies because I have 5 shades. This one is Speckle Shine, so I repeated one of them because I do have 6 looks but just 5 lip products, just saying. So, but yeah, and when I talk about the products, I just tell you how I feel about them. You will see the clip rolling. Again, I hope that this is fine. Let's start with look number 1. To be honest, the first look, like in my head, was something different because the red tones I've used are way like, well, they were quite spot on, but the green I imagined would be maybe more teal. It was not. I started though my lip with the first matte shade, which is Shadow Creature, and I have to say, both of these liquid lipsticks thicker than I expected. I've shown you all the essential shadows I used for the look. For me though, I have to say, when I come to Witch's Brew, which is the green shade, the like shimmer shade, I thought this would be way thicker. Some of those I definitely see are a little bit more thinner in consistency or sheerer than I thought. In general though, I felt like all of these shades could be built up. I didn't have any problems with them. The green were greening. Listen, that was so damn cute. And I ended the looks with my Emerald Cut NYX liner, as well as my Kiss lashes in You Do You. All of the infos will be linked down below. I started this one with Radioactive, which is a more sheer gloss with some sparkle, if you will. It was super damn cute. This look was one I wanted to use the orangey reddish shades as well as the golds. I have to say though, I was quite taken it back because I didn't think that these would end up looking like this. The shade Wicked, which is my inner corner, is way more peachy than I expected. To be honest, it's almost my skin tone, so it's not quite an inner corner for me. Also, the shade Jack-o'-lantern, were like the orangey shade, was a little bit more sheer than I was expecting it to be. And my lid shade, which was the lightest yellow shade, was way more peachy than I expected. So I feel like after this, I definitely saw that some of these shades looked a certain way, but they didn't like showed up on my eyes this certain way, which I'm happy that I tried, I think, every single shade of this palette, and I'm happy that I did, because again, some of them were a little bit receding with my imagination of my look, but I love the look in general. It was a really, really pretty look. And the last look with that palette was a combination of the greens, because of course I wanted to add like the deep green as well as the orangey shade and peachy shades. Again, we do have like a beautiful and stunning base with Cauldron and Cryptic Keeper, which are stunning shades. And then I also opted for Deadly, which definitely is more opaque than others in this palette. Again, I definitely love that because it does look more copper in the palette than it actually is. It definitely has some peachy tones here as well. And I ended up with Mummy's Curse, which again is the lightest peachy shade, which seemed to be yellow in my inner corner to just brighten up the shade. On my lips, I used, by the way, the shade Swamp Frog. That is the other matte shade. I mean, I loved it, if you couldn't tell. I definitely love the look. It was so much fun to create and to do. One of my favorites though, because I mean, look at the shimmers on my eye. Let's come to the Little Ghost palette. Again, this one is the more cool toned palette, but I wanted to start with the warm toned look and I wanted to use all 4 of these shades, so I did. I started my look with Shine Spectral, which I'm wearing also today, and I thought this would be really nice because it is a beautiful, beautiful nude tone. I did a halo eye because I was like, listen, I didn't do one in quite some time. I used all the warm shades in this palette, and I have to say I was really excited about this. The shadows looked stunning. I do have to say though, between the two like shimmers, Screech and Magical, I don't feel in depth that they are super duper different. I think you definitely could see a difference because one is more reddish shimmer, the other one has a little bit more of a pink shimmer. But as you see in the like tutorial, I would have loved that maybe Magical would have been a little bit lighter in the end. Look number 2, of course, I had to play with pinks and purple and blues. And of course, I started with Haunted, which is the medium blue or the mid blue in this. And then I deepened it up with Haunted House. Listen, if you wanted to use a deep blue shade as Haunted House, use it first. I have to say I could build it up at the end. was not quite what I expected it to be honest. So I wished I would have started with the blue. I think that would have been a little bit better. In the inner corner, Cobweb, which is a stunning inner corner highlight, definitely more yellow than I expected. I wish you maybe there would have been a pink in the palette as well. I would love to have that with Boo together, because it is such a beautiful, like also switching into that direction, because we didn't have that. I just used the blues, and then in my inner corner I used Skeleton, which is a beautiful like purple shade. It's stunning in the inner corners. It's beautiful in the tear duct. It's so pretty. Again, not the best color to show up on really pale girls, but in general I definitely think I could reach an inner corner highlight with it, even though it was a little bit more settled, at least for me, pale girl. And then come to the last look, which is the look I am wearing. And I wanted to try a lot of the other shades as well. I started with my, again, spectral lippy, and then I started with the deep purple Little Ghost in my outer corner. I then blended this out with Ghoulish, which is the light blue. And then I added Banana Toffee, which, I mean, guys, this is just with primer. I didn't put on any other like a base for it, and I felt like this is a stunning shade because it definitely is more of a neon-y bright shade. I absolutely love this. And then for the inner corner I went with Cobweb as well, which I did enjoy again as an inner corner highlight, and it's so pretty. And then again for liner and lashes, I will link all the details down below. I felt like this is a stunning look. I absolutely loved to do this, and I am happy that I finished with this one because it's so damn pretty. So let's talk about all the products at the end, just to like sum up everything. If you skip the tutorial parts, again, I tried to make it shorter so you can enjoy that without like sitting here for like 2.5 hours, just saying. Okay, let's maybe start with the lip products and then we come to the palettes. Again, the matte liquid lips, definitely thicker than the Kaleidos ones, but they do remind me a lot about them. I have to say, I had to be careful that they are not like skipping or that they're not patchy. That needs a little bit more work. So if you want to have a little bit of a lighter formula, maybe go with Kaleidos. These ones are really nicely though. They hold up a little bit longer than the Kaleidos ones, which I do enjoy. It again, it's just like the whole formula thing. I feel like for these is just a little bit thicker, and but they're holding up a little bit longer. The gloss ones are a little bit more pigmented, so the shines, Spectral and Quicksand, a little bit more pigmented. Candy though, especially for Quicksand, a little bit more effort to like bring the color all over your lips, at least for me, because I do have big lips. So again, a little bit patchy, could be, need a little bit more work, but in general, as you see, super stunning, super damn comfortable. I didn't have any problems with them. Of course, they're glosses, they're not lasting all day, all night, but in general, I do feel like they are really pretty, and I do love both colors, which I was not expecting that, to be honest. And then we do have Radioactive, which is a little bit more sheer. It has not a lot of background color. Again, stunning. Again, it looks a little bit peachy. I do think all of these shades are really nicely compared like to Angie's Wishes. She absolutely loved like yellow tones, and I feel like that is definitely what it's showing, and to be honest, I love them too, so I'm not mad about that. And then let's talk about the palettes. Do you need both of them? Should buy both of them? It depends what you love. I mean, I know I do enjoy Oden's Eyes formula. To be honest, I didn't expect like less of them. The formula is the same as per usual, so I'm not like saying that the formula changed. I do have to say though, I thought that there would be a multichrome in any of these. they're not. So this is not having multi-chromes, but in general, I do think the color combination is beautiful. I think for both of these palettes, you can mix like cool tones with warm tones. Both have cool and warm tones. Both have a good mixture of deep shades to medium shades to light shades. Again, for me, I barely have the lightest shades working just so. So if you are lighter than me, well, that could be a problem. At least this one has the light yellow shade, which I have on my inner corner at the moment. You can definitely tell it is a little bit deeper as it shows. And I think in general, please have in mind, these are a little bit deeper or different sometimes than you may see in the palettes. Again, I was not expecting this yellow seeming shade to be a peach. And I don't know if you can tell when but this is a peachy shade, which I was not expecting, to be honest. Let's try to show you. Also, it's a little bit more sheer, but you can see it's not as yellow as you may saw a second ago. So at some of these, they're a little bit different than you may think in the palettes. So in general, I do think both of them are stunning. I love that I have both of them and I bought both of them. I have to say, this one is like a good, I would almost say typical Christmas palette, but it's not quite. I feel both of these color stories are stunning. You saw I created 6 looks and I could do even more with these because I didn't even did all the color combinations I could have done. You know what I mean? The quality is there. ODEN'S has an amazing quality of eyeshadows. So if you wanted, or if one of those speaks to you, go for it. I highly recommend these. They are stunning. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and all 6 looks of them. I had so much fun creating this video and all of the looks. Again, I could have done more even, but listen, at some point you wanted to buy that maybe, or even not. If you own these, please leave a comment how you like them, what color combinations did you try, and if you didn't own them, again, quality wise 100%. Maybe the color story is not up to par for you, then maybe skip them. But if you love the color story or you was thinking about it, I definitely think both of them has an amazing formula for the lip products. Again, do enjoy all of them. They have little flaws, at least in my preference. Color-wise, though, they don't have any flaws, at least not for me. But again, for formula-wise, they're not 100%. 100%, I would give them a 85 to 90%, because I do enjoy them. I do love the colors. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I was not hoping that this would be cool toned, so I was so excited to have it on, even though it look at this, it's so pretty. I love it. So, but yeah, in general, because they have a little bit of a flaw, I would give them an 85 to 90. Would say that. Yeah. Leave it down in the comments if you bought any of these, or if you wanted to buy any of these. I would really love to hear from you and have a little bit of a conversation. And I wish you a beautiful week, and we see us in my next video. So bye guys.